Mario Party Jamboree is the best Mario Party I think we have ever had. Between the amount of different modes and, back to tried and true actual Mario Party game mechanics, this is the complete package. We've gotten 3 Mario Party games on the Nintendo Switch at this point, with Super Mario Party all the way back in 2018, and, that game was alright because it was a return to form from the cars. If you remember from Mario Party 9 and 10, we all had a fucking car together, and there was no strategy at all. You couldn't do, you were trapped in here with every single player, and somehow you were still against them. It was really fucking stupid. But I will say, Super Mario Party gave us back to not being in the car, which is honestly huge. And I love that they did that, but it made stars like 10 fucking coins. You got all of these buddies. The game was super duper easy, and it was not what we wanted. So in 2021, we got Mario Party Superstars, which promised to be the perfect return to form that everybody wanted because it was the best of Mario Party. It was all of the best minigames, all of the best boards, every best thing from the old Super Mario Party games, and it was fully brought back here, and it was pretty freaking great. I mean, honestly, they did a phenomenal job with this game, but it was missing something. What was it missing, you might be asking? Something new. It had nothing new. We didn't have any motion minigames, nothing, and it was cool because, yeah, you could play that on the Switch Lite, but everything that could be the Switch's Mario Party was taken away from it. It was just a really good throwback to what Mario Party was. So, stepping into the future of Mario Party, we got Super Mario Party Jamboree just a couple weeks ago at this point, and it has quickly become my favorite Mario Party ever. Before you say anything, I have played all of the other ones. Well, actually, I missed a couple of the GameCube ones. I think 5 and 6 I didn't play very much, but I've seen a lot of playthroughs of them, but I've played the originals, and I love them. I've played the Wii ones, and I like them. I think it's a great game series. It's very fun. It's fun for the whole family. It's really easy to get people in. It's something that I've played with friends of mine and family my whole life. So I really do have a lot of love for Mario Party. So seeing it come back and have this resurgence and it be such a quality game is huge, and I'm super excited to talk about it with you all right now. So let's get into it. Mario Party Jamboree has a bunch of different modes, and before we dive into the main gameplay of Mario Party and what fixes it from the other ones, I do want to talk about all of these different modes, because together between every single one of them, I probably add like 10 hours to the game. Not all of them are created equal, but a lot of them are really cool. First up, we have Bowser's Kaboom Squad, or whatever the hell it's called. You work together with 8 other players to try to defeat Bowser. You're loading all these bombs into this cannon, and you want to get 20 of them so that you can, kill the beast. And then you have a little mini game in between there, and then if you beat the mini games and if you do really well, you get these cool little items that can help you out a little bit during that. It's basically 8 players cooperative gameplay in order to take down a big ass Bowser, and it's pretty decently fun. I have a good time with it. I don't think it's a great, mode. It's not something I can see myself playing all the time, but I think for the occasional romp, it's a good time. Plus, if you've got 8 friends over or something, you can't play normal Mario Party with that, so adding these modes that allow for more players is super cool. It's just, it's not perfect, especially if you're doing it with CPU. I cannot recommend anything else, anything less. The CPU do fucking nothing in this game, and it's actually crazy, and it truly drove me wild. So play it at least with a couple other IRL people, or you can play this mode online as well, so do that. We'll also touch on online a little bit more later, but quickly, the online is pretty good, and I don't really have too many complaints other than the actual infrastructure of online for Nintendo Switch, which pretty much always sucks, so nothing super unexpected. Next up, we have the Koopathlon, where you're just playing a bunch of minigames that are coin-oriented minigames, and you want to get as many coins as you possibly can, because each coin correlates to a spot on the board, like one move. So if I get 1 coin, I get to move 1 time. You want to get as many coins as possible so you can run around the course before the rest of the 20 people do. It's a 20-player game. It's pretty cool. It's basically just like a minigame disguised, a minigame collection sort of disguised as something else. It's just it's kind of like just playing the coin minigames. It doesn't seem super special to me, but maybe it's because I haven't played with a full lobby of 20 online players. I played it against CPUs, so perhaps I am incorrect there. It's not really what I was super excited for. And initially when they were like, there's a 20-player mode, I get I wasn't lied to, but I thought it was going to be quite a bit cooler than it ended up being. I'm not that upset about it, you know, you do what you do, it works out at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't know. I think they could have done some cooler stuff with it, but here we are. Those are sort of the two bigger ones, I would say, and then we have a lot of, like, much smaller mini games. First of all, we have Paratroopa's Flight School. This one sort of sucks. It feels like super gimmicky. You like flap your wings to fly, and you have a bunch of mini games where you're supposed to be gliding around and flying, but you have two Joy-Cons and you're out here and you gotta fucking like move. And I think it's fine for a kid probably, but like, I don't know. I just don't really want to do that. Like, I'm all for like motion games and shit. I love, you know, Wii Sports. I think Switch Sports is all right. I like ARMS, but that's just it's kind of dumb. I don't know. Let me know if I'm super incorrect on Paratroopers Flight School, and if you absolutely love it, maybe I'll retry it and, you know, give it another go. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a bunch of mini games where you're like moving like this. It's cool because it's different, but yeah, it's nothing super special. Then we got Toad's Item Factory. This is probably my favorite of these smaller modes here. This is amazing. It's like a physics-based puzzler game, and it's fantastic if you can do it co-op with somebody else. I don't really recommend doing this with the computer. I did it fully with my boyfriend, and it was super duper fun. It's just like it teaches you how to control these different platforms by, you know, moving the Joy-Con in a certain way, and then you just guide this ball to the end zone every time. It gets more challenging as you go about it, though, and we ended up spending like a solid 1.5 to 2 hours in here. It's fun. It's a good time, and it gets pretty hectic, you know? I honestly, I loved it. I think it's probably one of the coolest modes that is in Mario Party in a while, so you fucking knocked it out of the park with that one, Nintendo. Then we got Rhythm Kitchen. Rhythm Kitchen is pretty good. It's just a bunch of different rhythm mini games that are all themed around food. It can be kind of challenging sometimes, but I think it's great. They've got 5 different modes. They got the basic mode. They have like a faster one where the song is just super sped up, basically. They have a challenge one? There's 4 different modes, and then they have a remix. And they're all pretty good. You're basically playing the same few mini games, just in a different type of way. So you play it a couple times, and I think you're pretty much done. But it's cool. You know, it's extra added value. I think this is great to play with other people. With the CPUs, it's too easy because they never miss. These guys are on beat every single time, and it's cool, and it's impressive. But yeah, it doesn't really work out super great, because it makes shit so damn easy. I mean, I got like a 4.7 every single time, and you know that 0.3 missing was entirely my fault, and it feels bad, I will be honest about it, but I don't know, they're pretty fun little mini games as well. The second to last extra mode we have here is Minigame Bay. This is just a place where you can go and you can play a bunch of different mini games. I will probably, okay, you guys know Ludwig, big famous streamer, huge famous streamer, who's a great entertainer. He's big into speedrunning this thing alongside his other friend Squeaks, who's also a streamer, is great as well. They speedrun Mario Party, and they try to finish all the mini games as fast as they can. We are doing that, chat. I'm going live. I'm stealing this idea. Fucking lock me up. Make a couple tweets bitching about it. But it seems kind of fun. So I think I'm going to do that at some point. But yeah, this is just, Minigame Bay is where you go to play all of the minigames. You can play every single minigame. You can practice them. It's cool. It's a nice place to have them all put together. And I like that, obviously, we have the option to do that. We've had that option since the original, so it's not something super duper special, but, you know, it's cool nonetheless. Now, the last and probably the best side mode in this is Party Planner Track. This is the single player. This basically is a glorified tutorial, but it's pretty well done. You basically go through all of the new maps. It shows you the mechanics of the new maps and how they work and things like that. And you go around and you help all the little characters. You talk to them. Sometimes they want you to play a mini game with them. And it's most of the time. It's basically, this is kind of the thing with all of these modes, except for like the rhythm and the toads and stuff. It's just like a glorified mini game collection. You do a little thing in between the mini game, but then you just play the mini game. You know, but that's what Mario Party's always been about, is the minigame, so I don't really have a complaint about it. But you can also collect these different items throughout the map, and then you distribute them to the different characters who are asking for it. It's fine. Like, it's done pretty well, and every time you do something like that, you get some sort of decoration, and you can go and you can decorate your plaza, which is probably my favorite part about all of this, because at least it gives you something, like some sort of reason to actually do this mode. And like you get little statues of all the bosses after you beat them, and Yeah, I mean, there's bosses as well. So you have these little boss battles. They're just like bigger mini games, but they're done pretty well, and it's interesting, and I really have no problem with it. So that's all the side content, and that was a lot of the video. I know. Thank you for still being here. If you are, subscribe, because I really appreciate it. But now, to get into the actual Mario Party gameplay of it, it's freaking fabulous, chat. They have a bunch of different options for customization and how you want to play and all that kind of vibe, so you can play with motion, mini games on or off, or just depending on what you want to do, right? There's 4 different boards at the start, and then you unlock 3 more, I believe, so overall 7 boards, which is pretty decent. 2 of them are throwback boards, which is super cool. I don't really want to spoil those. I mean, they've been everywhere, and I'm sure you probably know what they are, but just in case you don't, it's cool to unlock them and see what you get. And, you know, it's back to tried and true Mario Party. You're running through all of these games, you're paying 20 coins to buy a star, you buy the star, and then you win the mini games. You know, it's tried and true Mario Party format, and it's super duper fun, and it's great. I mean, it's done very, very well. The online component to it is also done very well. However, it's still hindered by the fact that it's Nintendo Switch Online, because Nintendo Switch Online, evidently, as we all know, pretty much sucks and just doesn't really work super great. So sometimes the mini games are hitting the floor, and, you know, the connection is really, really bad, and it's a total shame. But, you know, for the most part, it works very well. It's cool because they can see your little plaza and all that kind of vibe. I wish you could all vote on what map you want to do or something, because I think it's a little, I don't know, just the fact that I just have all the power. I just pick whatever the hell I want. It feels a little iffy, you know what I'm saying? Going back to the customization, though, they have this thing called Pro Rules that you unlock pretty quickly into playing the game. And Pro Rules basically just makes it so all of the Mario Party isms, where it's like, how the hell did I land on this chance space that took my star away and gave it to this guy who's already winning? You know when you get Mario Partied? Like, this takes away a lot of that and allows you to be more strategic with your moves. So it's really good, I think, for people who play a lot of Mario Party. If you've got a group of people who are very familiar with the game and, you know, they get a little sick and tired of all of these crazy, you know, changes with it and the fact that there's pretty much no skill to it, you know, this is a great one to go for, because it also tells you get 1 bonus star. It tells you what that bonus star is going to be at the beginning of the game, so then you can play to that play style, right? If it's like, you know, the person who moves the most gets the extra star, you're getting every triple dice you possibly can, right? You're moving as high as most as you possibly can. Or every event space, maybe you're being real strategic with where you go so that you can get on some event spaces. So it's just stuff like that where it's just like, you know, you can think about it a little bit more, you can have a little bit more of a strategy, so it's really cool. It's super duper cool that they added that. I think that's great for veterans. But they also have casual mode still, obviously. Or I think it's just called classic mode. And that's just normal Mario Party. And I still play that one a lot, and I think it's great. So really, whatever one works for you, works for you. And that's the one you go for, or your friend group, or whatever. You know, it's smart, and I love that they've added that just for added customization, if nothing else. When you're going around these boards, there's a bunch of different shops to do, there's a bunch of different stuff to do, there's a ton of different random mini games that'll happen, and these little buddies appear all over the place called Jamboree buddies. You can get them, they have different abilities, and in order to get them, you have to play this mini game, and whoever like goes to them first doesn't automatically get them, which I love that they did that, because with Super Mario Party, you could just rack up buddies, and you were rolling like 20s every single time, and it was pretty ridiculous. But here, you're not doing that, thank God. So say, for example, some homie lands on Bowser Jr., right? You play this whole mini game to see who's going to end up with the buddy. The buddies are cool because they have their own specific abilities, but also when you have them, you can buy 2 stars, which is fabulous. You can pay 40, you know, and get 2 at the same time, which is super duper cool and will usually throw you ahead. I got a buddy, I got Wario as my buddy one time when I was playing with my boyfriend, and I ended that game with 6 stars because I was all over those star placement that game. I freaking killed that. But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot to do per board. So there's these chance spaces, there's lucky spaces, there's versus spaces, there's all sorts of stuff to do at every point and at every turn. So it keeps you very engaged, it's really fun, and I think it's a fabulous game overall. Definitely, out of the 3, it is the must-have. I mean, Super Mario Party is alright, and I like the river rafting mode actually quite a bit, but it has been completely, you know, fucking smacked out of the water here, or what is that? What is that phrase? I forgot what that is. But it's been completely dethroned because Super Mario Party Jamboree absolutely kills it, especially in the bonus games and all the stuff that you get with it. I mean, through all of the extra modes, it's probably an extra 5 to 10 hours that you can get out of it, which is super cool, you know, especially for a game that's literally just supposed to be brought out when you're around the homies with some friends and stuff. And I really want to start playing this game more on stream because I have a great time with it, and I think it'd be really cool to just like get the community more involved in it, and you guys could, you know, come and play and vibe around and stuff. So if you like that idea, also subscribe. I know I'm asking a lot this video, which is kind of embarrassing. I usually don't ask, but I figured mine as well. But then, yeah, Mario Party Superstars, on the other hand, is just like not even competing because it's great for what it is, but it isn't that Switch Mario Party experience. And I think what Mario Party Jamboree does is give the Switch its own original Switch feeling Mario Party. And hey, did it take them 7 years? I guess. But, you know, I'd rather have it late than never, and it's a pretty great game. So if you're on the fence about what Mario Party to pick up, the other two suck in comparison to this one, or if you already have one of the other two, absolutely pick this one up as well if you're interested, because it's super damn fun, and I had a great time with it. Let me know what you think of Super Mario Party Jamboree down in the comments below. Check out this video. It's banger, it's vibe, it's a good time. Like the video if you're still here. Yeah, I want to tell you guys a secret. I've actually filmed this video twice now, and the first one is because the focal length was so weird, I looked enormous, so we'll see how I look in this video.